The Shadow in the Snow, a horror story that happened in Alaska. Let me tell you a story, one that chills my bones every time I think about it. It happened in Alaska, deep in the wilderness where the snow falls heavy and the nights stretch longer than they should. It's about a man named Vaughn, someone who went looking for peace, but found something much darker. Vaughn had always been drawn to solitude. He rented a cabin miles from civilization, surrounded by endless forests and snow-covered fields. To him, it was the perfect escape, a chance to reset, to breathe. The first night, it began. But Alaska has secrets, and not all of them are meant to be uncovered. The snow fell in thick sheets, blanketing everything in silence. But even in the quiet, Vaughn heard it. A faint crunch, like footsteps pressing into fresh snow. He looked out the frosted window, his breath fogging the glass. Nothing, just the wind pushing through the pines. He told himself it was wildlife, a moose, maybe, or a wandering wolf. It was Alaska after all. The next night, the sounds returned, louder this time, closer. They circled the cabin, pausing at the front door. Vaughn's heart raced as he grabbed a flashlight and flung the door open, the beam cutting through the night. No tracks, no signs of anything, just the endless empty snow. Still, the feeling stayed with him, that prickling at the back of his neck, the sense that he wasn't alone. When his twin brother Don arrived the following morning, Vaughn felt a wave of relief. Don had come unannounced, bringing laughter and company to the otherwise suffocating isolation. "You've been up here too long," Don joked, as Vaughn told him about the strange sounds. "The wilderness is playing tricks on you." But that night, the cabin's peace shattered again. Vaughn woke to a sound more deliberate than before, scratching, slow, steady at the window. Turning to wake Don, he found his brother's bed empty, the blankets thrown to the floor. "Don?" Vaughn called, his voice trembling. The scratching turned to a tapping, louder and more insistent. Gripping an axe from beside the fireplace, Vaughn edged toward the window. A shadow stood at the edge of the clearing, impossibly tall and grotesque. The thing tilted its head, as though studying him. His breath fogged the glass as he peeked outside, and what he saw froze him in place. Then, in one fluid, unnatural motion, it glided toward the cabin. Vaughn stumbled back, the tapping at the window replaced by a deep, guttural whisper. "Vaughn, come out." His legs turned to jelly as the door behind him creaked open. Its limbs were too long, its joints bent in ways no human could manage. He spun around and saw Don, or something that looked like him. Don's face was pale, his eyes hollow, his lips frozen in a smile that didn't reach his cheeks. "You
shouldn't have gone here."
But the voice wasn't his. The thing lunged at him, and Vaughn barely managed to escape into the snowstorm. He ran blindly, the cold biting his skin, the shadow and the twisted form of his brother chasing him. Their movements were jerky, impossibly fast, and horrifyingly silent. Vaughn ran until his legs gave out. He collapsed in the snow, the darkness closing in around him. The last thing he saw was the shadow standing over him, its long fingers reaching down. The last thing he heard was his own voice, whispering from the void, "Welcome home. Fawn was never found. Some say, on still winter nights, you can hear footsteps crunching in the snow around those lonely Alaskan cabins. And if you're foolish enough to look outside, you might see a shadow waiting for you. The story is created by Don Mokoro Maglasang. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Don, stop, Don.